Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk a little bit about this photograph here. So this figure is the Mezco Punisher. The vest is a vest I ordered off eBay as a custom vest. Oh, and I should mention the kind of try to be careful how I say this. I don't know how YouTube feels about using certain words regarding, we'll call it the pew pew. So this one that he's holding here is, and I've talked about this before, this is from a custom artist on Instagram. His account is Milliwork. And I want to reiterate on this, man. His work is so nice. His work is for the custom 112 weapons, it's the nicest stuff I've seen for sure. It's not cheap. You know, if you just want something cheap and simple, you can certainly get that out there. I've bought other stuff similar to that for $7-8 a piece. I think this one I paid about $30 plus shipping. I think with shipping I ended up paying probably about $50. But like I said, if you don't mind spending the money, I'm telling you, his work is absolutely beautiful. It is, you know, when you compare it to an $8 piece, it's not comparable at all. I mean, it's, you know, one on one hand looks printed and it's obvious. The other one looks like somebody took the real damn thing and shrunk it down to 1/12 scale. It's incredible. So anyways, that's where that's from. And the head sculpt is also not an original Mezco. Quick disclaimer. So when I do the actual recording of myself on these videos, I tend to do, well, really whatever's in my pipeline. So like today, I think this is my third or fourth one. And so I like to change my shirt just so they're not always, I don't look the same. I don't want this to be super obvious. I guess I want to give the illusion that it's a whole new day. And so I've noticed though, what I've been doing lately, I think it's been subconsciously maybe, I don't know, is when I do Punisher shots, I tend to like to wear a black shirt. So I thought that was kind of ironic. All right, so for this photograph, something I've talked about in the past, one of the things that inspires me, or when I need inspiration or looking for inspiration, one of the things that I sometimes lean on is comic book art. And a lot of times I'll go in and actually search. If I have a character in mind or characters in mind, I'll go in and search online and just look for, you know, cover art to see if something inspires me. And this was one, I don't even know where I came across it, but I happened to see it when I wasn't looking for something like this, and I thought, that's kind of cool, let me save that. And I took a screenshot of it on my phone and held on to it for a little while. And so this weekend I decided I needed something to shoot. Didn't really have any other ideas at the time, so I decided to go for this guy. Oh, and I'll throw that up there. Here's the original. Hopefully I won't get dinged for showing this. But yeah, it was a real simple setup. I used the Microsoft Creative program generate this thing. I just said I believe I typed in on this one sunrise over, I don't know if I said trees or forests or something like that. And then I think I did mention something about a Huey helicopter in the background. I originally was trying to do two like the comic book cover did, and it wasn't coming up with a good look, so I started trying just one, came up with some better options there. So threw this background up on my television. I never really show this in my videos or talk about it, but I have one bigger light that I always put overhead. That's in all of I use that 100% of the time in my photos. I used to use a smaller one until I got a bigger one, and now it's just easier because I keep that on a C-stand. I don't have to worry about changing stuff up. So I used that big light, and then all I used was two other small LEDs, and I put them really kind of both on back and behind the character. You'll see it in the video. Since the sun is kind of directly behind him, just to look like that light's kind of wrapping around him from the sun. And then for the ground, because once I kind of did that setup, I realized it was too empty. So part of the normal process I go through when I'm setting these things up is just trying different things out. And I just thought for some reason it would be kind of cool to have that look like it's a field of, you know, if you've ever been in like a hay field or something like that, there's tall grass and so all these little pieces that I stuck into the diorama, what I actually got them from was an old broom that I had. I just cut some pieces off of that broom. I don't even know if you can buy brooms like that anymore, to be honest. I know that most of them seem like they're the synthetic plastic fibers or whatever they are. And so yeah, I had one that had that old, you know, the old natural bristles on it. Like I said, I cut some of those off and started sticking them into the diorama. Took some and scattered them on the ground. And then I took some fake dirt, put it on there as well to help add some more texture. That was pretty much it. And so my settings on this one, I used the 28mm probe lens. My shutter speed was 1/3 of a second. ISO was 400, and my aperture was a 13. And as always, guys, if you're not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate a subscribe, thumbs up, and questions and comments, leave them for me. I'll get back to you. So I also want to say a quick thing about this whole process. I've been doing this for a little over 5 years. And so to people out there who are newer and starting out, my advice is to keep going. Let others inspire you, learn from others, and just keep doing it, because with time, repetition, you'll get exponentially better for sure. One thing that I think every artist of any kind goes through is you tend to look at your own work through a biased lens, and eventually you'll kind of grow out of that, I guess you could say. For me personally, what I think was a leg up on the situation was I used to love to draw, and I definitely had that, looking at my own work through a biased lens, because I remember drawing things and thinking that they were actually pretty good. And then years down the road, as I started getting a little bit better and I was able to look at my previous work, say, yeah, I remember thinking that was good and it was terrible. And then even looking at my current work and saying, yeah, this isn't good enough, to be honest. And so I stopped drawing altogether a while back. And then the advantage for me was when I got into photography was, I think I was past that phase in my life of looking at my own work through that biased lens, because I was able to recognize right away that my work was not good at all. And even now, that's something, I still feel like I'm able to look at my stuff without any problem and say, yeah, this is some of my better work, or no, this is not good enough and I'm not going to post it. So yeah, that's something you'll get over with time. And like I said, I think that's something everybody goes through. Maybe just being mindful of knowing that you are in fact going to look at your work through that biased lens. Maybe possibly it won't take as long to get past that point, I guess, than you would naturally without being aware of that. So yeah, just a bit of encouragement. Like I said, stick with it. Always strive to try and do better. There's been times when I've looked at my work and things I've done in the past and thought, man, I don't know, how am I ever going to top that? How am I ever going to do something better? But like I said, you just keep pushing forward and you do. You'll continue to get better, continue to grow. Now I can look at my stuff and compare it to stuff that I remember thinking that about and thinking, yeah, this is definitely better. And so it's exciting. I'm excited to see, where I'll be 5 years down the road. Hopefully I'll be significantly better as well. So yeah, just stick with it, guys. Enjoy it along the way. Learn from others, let them inspire you, and don't be afraid to be competitive. That competitive spirit, me for sure, I think helped me progress forward. I remember looking at other people's work saying, I could do that. Going out photographing something and being like, damn, their stuff is so much better than mine, but I know I can get there. I know I can be as good as them one day. Let that push you. All right, so anyways, let's jump on over to the behind the scenes.